Welcome back to a segment of What Your Palate. Today we have a very special guest with us. We have Warner Bowen, and we are talking about the journey of becoming a wine disruptor, because we're not using the word influencer anymore. But what she's done in online and for the industry from beginnings that didn't necessarily lend themselves going towards wine is absolutely amazing. And we're really happy to have you on the show.
I think the good word of the day is Warner.
Oh,
I mean, that's what she goes by, right? Confidence uncorked.
Yeah.
You really breathe true to that, especially in this podcast. It was great to hear your journey. And also one of those journeys that I think is important for our listeners to hear, where it wasn't where you felt at the time the majority were going, but you still dove in and you dove into your education and gave us a real insight on the different paths that people can take when looking into becoming a somm and then also a wine disruptor and, you know, and spreading the good word. But I think it all came down to wine's for everybody.
Yeah, I think we did a lot talking about like just making wine more approachable and what's going on like in the industry right now and kind of the thing that like we all need to collectively get together on the same page.
Yeah, and how much opportunity there is out there still, and even some of the potholes that you know you had to overcome through your journey from. How do you work within kind of the corporate wine world and people that are considering getting in, which we would love to see more people getting in, being inspired by you, being inspired by anybody talking about wine, just little things to look out for.
Yeah. This was a really fun conversation.
And also, don't let the trolls get you down.
No,
And
Buster.
That's one thing.
But also, thank you, Buster.
You want to find out about our favorite frozen foods? Then that's the highlight of Go With Your Palate.
That's going to be the thing that
That's going to be
them.
the thing.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Do you cheers a lot? When a glass is poured, you feel like...
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
table
normal
with
like
people.
social settings. Do you not?
Yeah. No, we do too. And I know he's a big cheerser, and I like it too,
Yeah.
but I think, you know, not everyone...
I almost cheers with every bottle I open.
Yeah, you kind of...
Yeah, but so Chris has this thing that he like makes you do, which is like awkwardly look into each other's eyes.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's bad luck if you don't. Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
right?
awkward to do it, but then I'm like, okay, I feel like...
Chris is so scared of bad sex for 7 years. He's like, even when he cheers his
I'm
very superstitious.
Look at me.
he's just like,
Look at me.
Like, I'll stop him if he doesn't. I will,
Like,
you know,
no.
because that's 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that time.
The thing that I like now is if you have a big group, like, everybody passes the cheer along. It's like, you cheers me, I cheers you.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I like that too. Like you send the love around.
Yeah, it's fun.
connecting, right?
Yeah.
We could use that
Yeah.
more than ever
We
now,
could, we
right?
could. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, because when you have a big group, you do want to have everybody feel like you're all part of it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very sweet moment.
Yeah.
I do love the history of cheersing. I think a lot of people do know that, right? Because the history of
I like this. Here we go.
you guys don't know this?
No,
This is a good opening. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Go. All right.
So the history of cheers, like tinging your glasses, was actually, so it was done with like beer or mulled wine, and you were supposed to clank the glasses so hard together that you spill into the other person's glass, so that everybody, whether you're on opposite sides of the spectrum, if you're, you don't know somebody, you don't quite trust them, but that if there's poison in their glass, or that you're going to get it into yours. So it's it was like a sense of trust that was created from the onset of a meal.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
A little poison for you, a little poison for me.
I know. When was the last time somebody was poisoned? in this country, at least.
Probably happens more than we know. It's just on the DL.
We just don't know. You have like
I
hear the ones of like the couples where like
just a little bit over time. I watch a lot of Forensic Files with my husband until I saw one that hit too hard. But there were like all these. It would teach you basically how to get away with murder, but there's a lot of poisoning in there.
Teach you how to get away with murder.
And unless you made that one small mistake, but yeah.
Oh God.
Good times.
Well, as I know, your husband is a doctor, so he's got some access to tools. If he wanted to.
So he could, so I don't want to get on his bad side, is what you're saying.
But he's also got access to the fun tools.
Very true.
But but also doctors are legit. You know who you got to worry about is the dentists. It's the dentists. They call themselves Dr. So-and-so. They're a dentist.
You gotta keep it
Not all dentists. If my dentist is listening to this, I just want to let you know I love you. And
Hey, Dr.
I trust you every
Buzza.
time that
See you next week.
every time that mask is going on you, it's just
Yeah.
like just count down 1 from 10.
Yeah.
Nice mention on the podcast. What?
Toss the handle up there in the corner.
Yeah. That's on good terms.
Well, today we got a special guest on Go With Your Palate.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining
We
me.
have Warner Bowen,
Yes.
and it is you're an influencer. Is that what would you call yourself first and foremost?
First and foremost, I would probably say, I typically say like sommelier and wine educator.
Okay.
Influencer is just a part of it, you know.
I know. Well, people call me an influencer more than they call me a winemaker now,
Yeah.
which is really annoying.
I know, and it's funny that there's like trying to figure out how to switch the negative stigma
Yeah.
around it, because like, you know, there are so many wine influencers not on social media that like are influencing the industry, but
Yeah.
it's like maybe we just own it. Like, yeah, we are influencers.
I'm gonna put it on my business card.
Yeah, I'm just influencer.
I want to get your opinion. What about how do you feel about, because the new one we've been using is Wine Disruptor.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Wait, I really like
Yeah,
that.
okay.
That, I
we
feel
could
like
add that. I think we
aligns
do
with
that
me.
now.
Yeah.
We can add
Okay.
that into your
Okay.
title.
Disruptor.
So let's
Wine
redo the
Disruptor.
intro.
Yeah. Here we go
kidding.
again.
Also-
Welcome to Go With Your Palate. So, I do want to call out your handle, right? So you are Confidence Uncorked.
Yes.
On Instagram.
Yes.
And what I love about it, if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. It brings a high level of knowledge of wine down to a level where everybody can understand it and appreciate it. And I think that's what the industry needs, absolutely. We need more people doing that out there. We really appreciate that you're out there doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate
And obviously loving it and having fun.
Yeah.
So as a
Thank you.
wine disruptor,
There we go.
welcome to Go With Your Palate.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited
And of course,
to be here.
you got Chris Fat Mario Rubio and myself. Should I just
Yeah.
call myself Joe the Winemaker now? Is that...
Yeah. At Joe the Winemaker.
Wow, dude.
Where
He's
we-
embracing it.
where
He
we
just
talk-
called himself Joe the Winemaker. Finally.
If you package it as a wine disruptor, I might be in.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, is that
Let's start
it?
a little
Okay,
club.
Yeah.
We are the disruptors, you know?
We're the disruptors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
can I get the story behind what is it? Fat Mario?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I was curious about that.
It's one of those names that I feel is like it's a little bit like Joker in the Dark Knight, where it's got like a lot of different storylines.
Okay.
The one I will give you for here that's appropriate
Safe
to
for work, yeah.
Fat Mario. So I happen to be Italian and Mexican,
Okay,
both
cool.
well known for
Yeah.
Mario's, and I have a tendency to sometimes have this overwhelming crave for food, and I love eating.
Okay.
But
In the middle of the night.
in the middle of the,
okay.
I was gonna get there, middle of that.
Okay.
Like midnight strikes, and instead of like turning into a werewolf, I turn into this like what I attack Fat Mario, and I'll get in the kitchen. I like to do poo poo platters.
Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. I love that.
A bunch of frozen shit.
Yeah.
Is that...
I cook, dude.
Oh, I thought it was always like the Costco frozen
I love
stuff.
like it. No, dude. And I can't.
Like I'm gonna do some
let me-
pot stickers, some taquitos,
Wait, okay.
maybe a hot dog or a
Hold
corn
on,
dog.
hold on.
Like you gotta mix it
Are you
all
glad
up.
you asked
This is
question?
like version of this is like guy dinner. This is like girl dinner. Is this like guy dinner?
Yeah.
It's at midnight and okay.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is, but yeah, I mean, I can cook, but I mean,
like
there's
it.
some good frozen, but okay, so here's my question.
I've been to Trader Joe's.
If you get, okay, say you get like that nice 365 Whole Foods pepperoni pizza and you freeze that, but like, then you doctor it up. Right,
I always do that.
right.
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
your herbs in
Uh-huh.
there. You start dusting your
Mushrooms,
cheese,
yeah.
jalapenos,
Sun-dried tomatoes.
sun-dried
Uh-huh.
tomatoes. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So don't you kind of think like now you kind of collaborated with 365,
Pretty
and now
much.
you are a chef?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think
Yeah.
you should get credit.
Yeah,
So when you
exactly.
serve it up to people, you could be like, they're like, "Did you make that?" And you're like, "Yeah, I had a hand in that."
Pretty much.
I
Yeah.
basically, yeah. If you like it, then yes.
That's like there was that show like semi homemade cooking with Sandra Lee. I was like, I respect it.
Oh.
Yeah, she would like doctor up things that you could buy, and it was like kind of sneaky, but I loved it. I was like, who's not doing this? Just own it.
Okay, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll become like a food disruptor or something.
I like it.
I don't know.
I like
So
it.
I am gonna look this up real quick, and I'm gonna have Art pull it up on Instagram in a sec.
Art.
But
It's like, why didn't I sign up?
I
But-
want to see his face. That we
but more importantly, I do want to get started on the story because
Oh, yes.
where you started was Texas.
Yes,
Grew up outside of Houston.
in Houston.
In Houston,
Uh-huh.
okay. And everybody like gets a wine bug.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
But before you even got your wine bug, what was your first experience with wine?
Barefoot Moscato.
All right.
Yeah,
So you were already like close to adulthood or adulthood?
sure. Yes, we'll go with that.
So Barefoot Moscato, and this is why I love, like, people talk shit about White Zin when I was like, you know, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And what, like, I don't care how you get into wine.
Yeah.
Get a starting point, and then, you know.
I'm like proud of, like, I own it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I drank the heck out of that, so much so that I can't drink it anymore. I drink way too much of it. Have had many a hangover with Barefoot Moscato, but everybody gets into the industry somehow. And, like, if you're always via, like, crew, amazing, cool. But, like, for most of us, it was something a little bit more affordable. Yeah.
Elaine Carroll's Kitchen.
What is that?
I just got to show you this because we were talking about crazy food stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever you find it, just pull up one of the dishes. She cooks everything on like a black stone.
Oh, cool.
And it's so Midwest. It's hilarious.
I love that.
But it's like, it's just, some of it looks really good. Some of it looks absolutely like wildly horrible.
Yeah. Like,
but at the end of the day, you're like, I mean, I could see people doing this.
Totally.
Yeah.
I like it.
So yeah, and if that's where you started with cooking, using, you know, frozen foods like Chris does at midnight,
it's not just
dude.
frozen,
It's the same thing. How do you think Thomas Keller just started making Michelin star menus?
Just right off the bat.
Hell no, man. He started off with microwavable burritos from El Monterey.
Will you remember us when you're a famous chef someday?
Yeah, I will. Wow. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, you can cook. I just want Warner to see one of these. Go down, and I don't know, pick that easy Thanksgiving treat. That looks
interesting.
I learned this in Texas.
Okay.
Let's go to I learned this in Texas.
Oh yeah, you're not kidding. Oh, it's
I don't even know what this one is. I just thought.
yeah. It's like Frito pie.
Okay, so we're looking at
And
Fritos. It's like ground beef.
Got that.
Enchilada sauce.
Who should eat it?
All on barbecue.
That was my first question. When I first saw it. I followed her because of the volume of food.
Oh no.
But talk about hate in the comments.
I bet. Yeah, this is
Nacho cheese, hell yeah.
Now that I've got my Fritos onto my hababichi here, I just used about 5 pounds of cooked ground beef, just a 30% kind, but I did drain it real well. Then I used 2 pounds of medium enchilada sauce.
Not to this.
I like the red, but you could use green if you like.
Eating like 100 people.
Honestly.
All right, you can shut it down, Art. Thank you. But
That's cool.
anyways, I just thought it was hilarious. So yeah, so you've had that before. I think all of us have had some chili with some Fritos.
Yeah.
I made
Rite of
that,
passage.
just not with Fritos, but probably every other chip. Doritos, Funyuns.
So this is why.
Where's your YouTube channel?
So this is why we got to appreciate the American palate, right?
Yes.
Like, a lot of us ate shit like that.
Yeah.
And then our palates developed, and it goes the same with any product that you consume.
100%.
Wine is no different. And so your journey started with Barefoot Moscato.
Yeah.
And then tell us about the evolution, because now you're one of the biggest wine disruptors.
Oh gosh.
On online.
Weird to hear. I'm like, I'm just Warner, but yeah, it's weird.
It's
weird.
awesome though. I mean, that's
Thank
something
you.
that maybe people try to do it.
Yeah.
But you kind of just did.
Yeah, it kind of just happened. Which I feel like is maybe the best story. Like when you're authentic, then like sometimes that attracts the right energy, and which is cool.
Totally.
Okay, so your question was how it evolved.
How it
from
evolved to
Barefoot
get
Moscato?
you, and then getting out to California.
Yeah, I mean, I was like really not against wine, but I just didn't appreciate it. I remember the first time I ever went to Napa was with my parents when I was like living in San Francisco. I had like just turned 22, and I couldn't stand red wine. I thought it was disgusting. And we would like come out to Napa, and I would pour out all the reds, and all the winemakers were like horrified. I was like, I can't drink this. This is gross. And then we went to Inglenook Winery and got this really cool like. My like stepmom knew somebody there. We got this really cool behind the scenes experience where they brought out a 2013 Rubicon and they paired it with Manchego cheese, and I just had like a moment where I like saw God and I was like, oh, I get it now. Like I get why wine is special, why people have these like experiences, and that really made things click for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we all need one of those moments.
Yeah.
And people need to put themselves out there. And I think that's one of the stumbling blocks right now is that the younger generations right now got screwed by COVID, and they just haven't been able to get comfortable.
And you're not
there.
really, you might be able to have a wine bug moment like at home by yourself opening a bottle, but really it comes from like someone sharing an experience with you, sharing a story, talking about like, the history or something. It's like time captured in a bottle. Once that clicks, that's when you get it. Yeah.
So if you were to summarize if you were to characterize wine in general, its significance, culturally, how would you characterize that in your perspective of it?
Honestly, like the alcohol content is the least interesting thing to me about wine. It's the fact that it's like this intersection of science and history and like tradition and art. There's so much that's captured in it, and you can literally like there's really nothing else that you can taste a place in a time like wine.
I always say that. Yeah. Like capturing a sense of place and time. That's really cool. And there are just commercial wines that are not doing that.
Yeah.
But those are your Tuesday night wines.
Right.
But then you have the ones that do exactly that.
Yeah.
But I think you hit on a good point that I really have a hard time verbalizing, which is the cultural significance being that it kind of touches on every aspect of any culture.
Yeah.
It could be music, food,
right.
Just sharing traditions. Like it really does lend itself, especially if it is a country of wine growing origin.
Yeah.
It's entrenched.
Yeah.
And so I think being able to appreciate that once you see it, then you're going down the road and you're going to have one of those experiences.
Yeah, and you'll never forget when someone shares a really fascinating story with you about a wine. Like that's just ingrained in your brain, and then you're excited to share that to other people, and like you kind of feel like you're a part of it in a way when you're tasting it, and it's very connective. Like it doesn't really happen very often with like, no offense to Fritos or whatever, like you don't really have that when you're eating a bag of chips or whatever. Yeah.
I love how the connection involved though with also food.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have like just a lovely, every time I have Manchego cheese, I just like feel so happy because it just like reminds me of that experience. Yeah.
So I love the idea of like chilled Pinot and carne asada tacos, so much as street tacos.
Love that.
I think we're like planning to do some sort of like festival around that. Which
sign me up.
I mean, that's what I want people to understand. It's like, try wine with any dish in the world.
Yeah.
There's going to be a wine that pairs better than any other beverage category.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe sake and sushi.
Yeah.
That's one where like I've got great wine pairings with sushi, but I'll give it to sake and sushi as being that's one I'd love to get into. But
I had an experience recently that changed things for me with sake and sushi, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is special.
Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah.
So after you moved out to San Francisco, really picked up the wine bug.
Kind of. So I was working in advertising. So I was a copywriter in the creative advertising space, and I wasn't crazy about my job. I was being assigned clients and didn't love it. Like I was working on like some IT software or something, and I was like, I don't feel passionate about this, and so
it's okay, Art. It's okay, director of Art.
I'm sorry. It just wasn't for me. He's like, I'm out of here.
I know.
She just said you are Art are not specifically. You are not exciting.
So sorry. I was doing some like cool advertising for like barbecue, and then some of the cool clients I got to work on were like PetSmart and Chipotle. I got to have some like billboards up, and that was really cool. That I loved. But then when I was given clients that I don't know if it's just millennial in me that's like I'm fueled by passion, but I need that, and so I decided that I wanted to go work in-house for one company that I could be passionate about and do their marketing. And I didn't know anything about wine, but my cousin owned a winery in Texas that I was telling you a little bit about. It's called Nice Winery. And
what was it called?
Nice, N-I-C-E. Okay. Yeah, really, really amazing winery concept. But I basically pitched to him. I saw their website and all their marketing, and I was like, you guys could use some help here. Like, can I help you? He was like, no, we're good. And then I like kept coming back, and I was like, here's what I can do. And they're like, okay, fine. And I didn't know the difference between a Cabernet and a Chardonnay, but I knew things about marketing. And then I started to learn more things just from like being surrounded by wine, being hands-on, and he could tell that I had an interest in it and was the person that was like, hey, let's get you certified. Like, let's get your CSW, your Certified Specialist of Wine. And that's when I really started to catch, like, I think that one experience with Inglenook was my wine bug wine, but I really caught the wine bug when I was working in wine. That wasn't something that made me like quit my job and change industries. Yeah. So I kind of fell into it. I didn't expect to like fall in love with wine. It was just a job.
And then once you got that certification, then
off to the races.
Yeah, and you realized, okay, the world is my oyster. And
literally. And I had so much fun studying. Like I looked forward to it that I was like, oh, this is very different than, it didn't feel like homework. It was like I was excited to do it.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
You probably know more about wine than I do.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I would beg differ, but
that is one thing. It's
you know more about winemaking than I do.
Okay,
for sure.
that's probably the true point there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the amount of stuff that you taste though during those those courses, like
absolutely, it's really cool.
I would love to do it someday just so that I could
you should
do it. But
I think I'm actually gonna do WSET3, just because I've been feeling recently that I'm so ingrained in California wines that I feel really knowledgeable about Napa and Sonoma, but if you don't use it, you lose it a lot of times with wines of the world. And I don't know. I was just talking to someone recently that's an educator, and they were like, "Why not just do a refresher?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I will." So
I've never asked this question on the podcast, at least.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the audience what the classes are like?
Yeah. Okay, so I've never actually done WSET, but I've done CSW, which is Certified Specialist of Wine, and I've done my Sommelier Level 1 and 2. And you don't have to do a course in order to take the class or to take the test, but it's really helpful because they kind of break it down just like any other, study guide.
Okay.
So it depends. I did my CSW training online through the San Francisco School of Wine, and they broke it down by, this is viticulture, and then we're going to talk about Europe, and then we're going to talk about, or they break it down by country too. And it's really helpful to understand wine from a geographical standpoint first. Once you understand the orientation, then a lot of things fall into place when you understand where it lies in the equator and how this part of the ocean or the mountains affect it. When you understand those things, then it's really easy to remember how the grapes are influenced.
Okay.
Then you learn about the history. Then you learn about the grapes themselves, and a lot of times you'll learn the key characteristics of the grapes. But really, when you're in the classes, what's the most helpful is tasting the wine, because that's when it gets ingrained in your brain. You can talk about an Albarino all day, but you're not really going to understand it until you taste it.
And are they doing comparative tastings?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great.
It's really helpful. And with WSET Level 3 and Somm Level 2, there's the blind tasting component, which is a big portion of it. And so you have to understand how to analyze the wine, do things with their structures. Classes are also really helpful because then you get study partners and tasting groups. You can ask questions. I think it's more fun than just studying on your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously there are so many different ways to get into wine.
Yeah.
Your journey is different than, I hear a lot of servers.
Yes.
Going from just, being a food runner, then to a server, and then to, I've got an interest in wine, and then they move up the ladder, they become a sommelier. So I think the message would be, get out there and try to learn something. If you're a server,
Totally.
or doing anything, and you have any inkling for a desire of wine, then get out there and learn, because it sounds like I would learn a ton if I went into a program like that, and I would actually enjoy it. I think my wife might kill me, but
you can come join me. I think we're going to start up in a couple weeks.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
It'll
we
be
could
fun.
do that.
Yeah.
I'll be there getting content.
Document your journey, Joe.
I'll wait till the kids are out of.
documentary?
Yeah.
I'll wait till the kids are out of school. When we
Yeah.
have a little more time.
But yeah, when I was doing my CSW certification, I had a full-time job, and I was studying in the morning and in the evenings, weekends, and then for my Somm certification, did the same thing. It's a lot of work,
but
it's
kind of on your
fun.
own timeline until you take that test.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go in well armed. So you
Yes.
did the studying when you could, and then whenever they scheduled the test.
And I'm
you went in.
such a perfectionist that I was I'm gonna pass on the first time, and I forced myself to. Yeah. But it was funny. I wanted to circle back when you were talking about the traditional segue into becoming a wine professional sommelier is typically on the server side. I used to actually feel really insecure that wasn't the route that I took, that I was different and I didn't have the same experience as other people because I haven't worked on the floor as a somm. And we can get into all the troll stuff, but I used to get trolled a lot for that of you don't know your shit and whatnot. When it's no, I do. And just because I didn't take that exact route, or maybe I don't know how to pronounce this one producer, that doesn't disqualify me and discredit me. But I used to be really insecure about it of I don't have that same exact experience as other people, but where I lack there, I make up for it in all the other experience I've had on a whole other side of the industry that's just as important.
Yeah, no, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what I'm hearing is that you're every bit as capable as those somms. The only difference is you weren't fucking the staff at a restaurant doing cocaine every night.
Well, yeah, I didn't.
Whoa.
Not my words, but
Did you guys not hear that the same?
are you talking about that story that came out recently?
No,
Or
it's
just,
it's
like,
just the
that's
common.
the
It's the
norm,
common
yeah.
thing. It's like these. I mean, have you hung out with Somms after
yeah,
hours?
Yeah. It's a wild.
It's like
Yeah.
they take their suit and their pin off, and it's like, oh my god, I don't want to be arrested. I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't know that. They don't
No,
at
it's
all.
wild.
There was like this article that came out recently about someone that was fired because they were like drunk on the job, and then they came back. It was like in New York, and they came back and like tried to sue the restaurant because they were like, I was actually the most highly functioning person at this restaurant. Like, you want to know what all the staff members were doing? Like, all these crazy things, and they got outed.
Whistleblower.
Yeah,
And they-
the
and they
comments were like, yeah, if you, like, you kind of have to do this to stay
and they
alive. in the
they show
industry.
up tableside. Yeah, I mean, it is a high pressure
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
But yeah, you got to stay like
night.
composed tableside and
Gotta be
super
energetic
professional.
and on it. Yeah, yeah.
But there's definitely stuff you can learn from those experiences that
Yeah.
make you a better Somm.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Totally.
No, so I want to get so you
And they're
did-
not all like that. They're not all like
no,
that.
That's okay. You're like, if you can handle your shit, you're like, look, I can
Yeah.
get really wasted and still tell you the best wine that will pair with
impressive.
your
It's
steak, your
impressive.
tomahawk.
Something
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did talk a little bit about like there's a very small faction of what I call militant Somms, and we have good banter with them, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, the ones that are really militant, they just don't even want to engage in a
Yeah.
conversation.
Like fine.
And that's totally fine. That's up to them. But I've seen a lot of really good, like people that have not even gotten their their like any sort of formal training yet, but they understand what the customer wants. They understand enough about wine, and they're kind of moving towards that. And they're like, those are great wine buyers. Those are, you know, for and maybe that's not going to work for like a high end,
Yeah.
Michelin star restaurant, but that's one of those stepping stones, I think. So I do think that there are very much more good wine buyers and Somms out there than there are the militant ones.
Yes.
I like to poke fun at the bad ones.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Because, like you, we get hate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
sure do.
you had mentioned, I know there's a couple things. I think my favorite one was the, can I say the 7-Eleven Somm?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. I know.
So
There's a troll named Buster that kept like all my videos would just come at me with like the most creative names, and I would just made me laugh. I was like, what? I don't know what your intention is here. But, like, this is great.
Do you know who he is?
No idea. I think he like, I don't know. I can't find him anymore. I think he either blocked me or deleted his account.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, when he commented like a year ago, and I was like, Buster, I missed you. Where have you been?
But he's unwilling to show his face, or
Yeah,
he's hiding
yeah.
behind his screen,
Yeah,
like a lot
exactly.
of critics
Of
online.
course, yeah.
Well, so you know what, and I do want to get back to the critics and how you handle that, because
Yeah.
I love hearing those stories. But you did something that I was like, I don't want to say like jealous is one word, but I would say I was
Envious.
inspired.
There we go.
It was,
Like it.
and I was like, this woman has some amazing ideas. You started
Yeah.
using the negative comments, and you created merch out of them.
I sure did.
Now, if you do you tell this? Like, is there a link on?
Yeah, yeah.
So you gotta see this. If you like wine and you like the kind of tongue in cheek stuff,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. You did a
Thank
great
you.
job, and
Thank you.
being able to kind of throw that back
Yeah.
at the critics. What a fun thing, a fun way to do it.
Thank you. It wasn't even something that I intended to. I didn't like see this and decide like I'm gonna turn it into merch, but I just like shared on my story like how funny it was, like what a ridiculous thing, and then it was like my community that was like, oh my god, this is hilarious, and someone was like, you should put this on a mug. I would totally buy that. And it was like Snob, Somm, and oh my god, what's the main one? It's like
Can you look up? Are you looking it up, Art?
oh, it's like Snob Wine Toad and whatever. And I was like, this is great. And then someone messaged me and they're like, hey, I'm a graphic designer. Like, oh yeah, there it is. Delusional Snob Wine Toad. That's what it is.
Delusional Snob
I was like,
Wine
that's
Toad.
so
Thank you, Art.
creative. Like, I love it. And so someone like just went into Canva and like just made a couple designs, and I shared on my story, and then other people got involved, and then they started mocking it up, and then I ended up having like 4 or 5 different designs, and I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I ended up just making merch with all of them.
And so, I mean, great gifting, right? For
Yeah.
anybody that's a wine lover.
Like my
and-
friends will like send me pictures all the time. Like I'm drinking my coffee out of my Delulu wine toad mug today, or I use my like tote bag all the time. It's fun.
So is this a reasonable source of revenue?
No,
Okay.
it's just for
So
fun.
more marketing and fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's just for fun. Yeah,
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, if this, like.
Oh, that'd be hilarious if it was. But
I mean, that would be talk about.
There's like sometimes when orders will still come in.
Buster comes and wants a piece.
Yeah, he's like, where's my royalties?
Show him the P&L. It's like, I made $1 million off your comment.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Listen here, Buster. You ain't getting rid of this.
Did you trademark that? I didn't think so.
Yeah, I made like one video about it. It's pinned on my Instagram.
I love the sense of community too.
Yeah.
It's really heartwarming to know that other people came to your aid and been like, like
people
we're gonna support you.
Yeah, people I've never even met will like send me pictures still drinking out of it. I was like, oh my God, like makes me want to cry. I'm like, this is the coolest thing.
Nice.
Yeah, but for me it signifies like people that are just like, F you, like we're gonna do what we want. Like I don't, care about your opinion on wine. Like
yeah, you gotta support everybody, have a little fun, a little banter back and forth. I mean, it's like, having a political discussion. It's the same thing. You can have your opinions.
Right, exactly.
You can, and that's all good, but I'll tell you about mine too.
Right, exactly. I don't have to change yours, you don't have to change mine. Like, it is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's a great way to go about it. I wish we had more people like that in the wine space online. I feel like even though the industry is kind of at a standstill to a degree, like the younger consumers haven't really gotten involved, millennials seem like they're really picking up the slack.
Yeah.
While the boomers are starting to drink less and unfortunately start to age out.
Yeah. Wait, can we circle back on one thing before moving on to this? Something that I wanted to ask you was like how you handle trolls or people that like come at you. What you share.
I like the trolls and the haters just as much as I like the people who.
I think it signifies you're doing something right. Like when I start to get hate comments on a video, I'm like, oh, cool, this is going viral. Like it means a good thing now. I think
it does mean a good thing, and I love it because it opens the door for education.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where, in the beginning, and I'll be totally honest, I remember the first like negative comment. I was on a sales trip to Florida, and I was pissed, and so I did a response video. Do you remember that? I was like, I was like talking some shit back to somebody. I had a few drinks that night.
It's okay.
And it's probably still online somewhere. And then like the next day I was like, that was really stupid of me. Like I shouldn't be getting down to that level. And so like vowed never to do that again. We'll like stay supportive of the industry regardless of the critiques and utilize those moments as education. It's like that was basically a critique that turns into a question. That question turns into education.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the process that it should be. And hopefully the hater gets to see that because it's going to be their comment. It's going to hit their inbox.
Totally.
And it's like, hey, now come back and ask more questions.
Right.
I don't expect an apology.
Yeah.
But I would hope that you continue to engage.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I view it. And I think that that's the power of social media. Because when I first started in this career, it was, blocking and tackling one by one. Every person you had to have, individual personal contact with. And now being able to, a wine dinner at that time was like my first wine dinner was at Pappas Brothers Steakhouse.
Oh, cool.
And
nice.
in I think that was in Houston actually. And I felt like, number one, nervous as hell, like dripping sweat. And there were like 50 people there.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm talking to 50 people about wine right now. Like
that's a big deal.
I felt like that was a huge audience.
Absolutely.
And now we have the world.
Yeah.
At our fingertips.
Yeah.
Just a total. So you're a millennial.
Yes.
Are you one of those like the range where you're
the zillennials?
Yeah.
No, I'm a strong millennial. I'm a 93 baby.
Okay.
I think the cutoff is like 97, 96.
I can't remember what it is, but it
Yeah.
was like, the kids that needed to rewind VHS tapes, but also had cell phones in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was me.
You understand the analog and digital world. Like,
Yes.
And I think that's a really unique sort of, perspective to be in your role in. And I think that's a real strong suit.
Yeah, like I didn't grow up with phones. I didn't grow up with social media. Like social media really Facebook started when I was in like middle school, high school. But like Instagram didn't start until I was in college, and I was really grateful for that I knew what it was like to operate in the world analog style. And that's a whole nother
no, totally
topic to go down.
But I think that really separates. There's this part of the majority of the millennial generation, I think, that has the ability to maximize their presence in social media because they get both the real world of non-digital ease of access to everybody, but also they've already adapted to the need to have that global platform.
It is really interesting because a lot of Gen Zers, from my understanding, like are very comfortable showing their face on the internet, but have a lot of social anxiety in person. And I think that's really interesting that like I don't have any issue with like public speaking. I can do that in person. And it took me a little while to get over like seeing my face online. It's a weird thing to do,
sucks,
like to hear your voice too. But then I've gotten used to that. But it's really interesting how like ingrained Gen Zers are to just like pick up their phone and just film out in public. I'm like, oh my gosh, the audacity! Like I still struggle with that sometimes, but they might struggle with like the in-person stuff sometimes too.
That's a good point
for everybody, but
yeah. I mean, anytime I have to do a selfie of any sort, I feel
cringe.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was probably like 5 years ago, maybe a little more, 8 years ago. I still didn't understand the front camera. I was like, why the fuck do they make these phones with these front cameras?
You were getting that like lower angle.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing like some people, like even like one of my friends, his name is Samuel Lipke. He's like walking around like Snapchatting himself. And I'm like, who sees this? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, don't put me in there.
Yeah. It is interesting too. I was like listening to a podcast and people were talking about how it's not normal for us to see our faces as much as we do. And like how a lot of people are like, doing plastic surgery and getting filler and changing things because we're like nitpicking our face all the time when you weren't used to seeing that. You would see like a photo when it was like developed, or you would see like a home camera, but like you weren't seeing your face all the time.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Well, I also think there's like a sense of there's just way more judgment now that we have to, that we're opening ourselves up
Everybody's got an opinion.
And I mean,
those are the worst when people talk about your looks.
Yeah.
It's like,
but
number one,
I mean,
you can't even answer the comment, nor should you answer it. But like, I could care less.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what
it says more about them than it says about me. Yeah.
I mean, I do dabble a little bit aesthetically. I'm on Nutrafol.
Nice.
Wow, you're just coming out with that.
I love that.
Yeah. I know.
He's just growing hair all over. For those that don't know, it really promotes the growth. Like, Mr. Werewolf didn't need that.
Dude, I'm about due.
Now you just want to go full Sasquatch, dude.
No, I'm due for my post picture. First of all,
nice.
I've always been really, really hairy.
Like, is this when
you're not that heavy, dude. You're not that heavy.
I'm not that heavy. I'm a little heavy.
You're big boned.
But
you're big boned.
But I've always had just like a ton of hair, and so I heard about Nutrafol, and I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna see how much hair I can grow.
Wow.
And
so you weren't noticing, like?
No. I was all good.
We're all noticing.
Wait. So you weren't like noticing any like hair loss. You just wanted to see how hard you could send it.
Yeah, I wanted to see.
He shaved yesterday.
So I took a before picture because I want to see what my back and chest look like.
Just
6 months down the road.
Have you noticed a difference?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Especially like my shoulders.
Wait, Nutrafol needs to know about this.
No, it's because people like he doesn't need shoulder pads, and a lot of people have to like go get their special jackets or suit jackets.
I'm actually not that big boned. It's just the hair pushing my shirt. Anyways,
he doesn't know what mosquito bites are because they can't get through it. They land on there. They're like, I'm trying.
It started off as like a joke, and then I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Wow.
And
cool.
anyways, that was a sidebar to the we should. It's not natural to look at ourselves.
Yeah. Like, my body could use more hair.
As we do, but when you use it as a joke for yourself, I think it's all right.
Yeah, there you go. Just gotta embrace it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, you shouldn't like get on people's looks or anything like that. But I do think that. Yeah, it's got to be a much harder time in this day and age. Like, see, we're talking about being millennial. See, I'm actually finding myself missing more of the not having so much technology. I find, like, do you find that stuff, like, now that we're getting with AI and stuff like that, it's like, yes, we can find our conveniences, and yes, we have Amazon now, and we want things right now.
Like, to what end? Like, but why?
I actually enjoyed not having a cell phone.
Totally.
I actually like to go to the answering machine and be like, who called?
Or like there were just hangout spots. Like in high school, there was like, you go meet up at the Whataburger on Friday nights. Like that's how I met my husband. Literally, was like because we all convened
at a Whataburger.
Yeah.
Oh
no way. We're gonna have to hear that story.
Yeah, can we hear that? Because I love burgers.
I do want to talk just a moment about the analog nature of it and the comeback of analog because we're seeing it with like, I mean, you see the trends, right? We talked about the like record players; those are trendy again. They sell records at Target, right? That says something.
Yeah.
But it's also Polaroid. It's whatever that is like tactile.
And younger kids are like getting flip phones now, and they're like, or they think it's fun too, of like how grainy those photos are. But the fact that like you don't have apps and it's forcing you to like connect more, and we're kind of, as like part of society goes this way, like I think we're some of us are rebelling.
And I just bought a new book light.
I love that.
So like a clip-on book light, so like I could read in bed instead of looking at my phone.
I have one that like wraps around the back of my neck. It's really cool.
I think it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Like people are like, I don't want to look at my phone anymore.
Stop trying to just book lights out.
You're like,
Give me a book and a glass of wine, and you know, I'll put some music on.
I have a hammock. That's like my favorite place now. Is just like chill. I don't want to be on a screen. Nice. I don't want to. Yeah. Get a book.
Yep. Great. Yeah. Let's see more of that.
Yeah.
So Whataburger.
Oh yeah, Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Whataburger. It was like the place to go on like a Friday or Saturday if there was nowhere to go, or like everyone would meet there first. And I'm sure like group checks were a thing back then. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. So we'd all just convene at Whataburger and then you'd like hang out and then figure out where you're gonna go, or like everybody just stayed there and you just parked your car and turned up the music.
This is high school.
High school, yeah.
And some handsome dude just walks in to get a burger.
Okay, what's really funny is I don't actually remember meeting him, but he remembers meeting me, which I'm like, oh, sorry. So from his perspective, I walked in with one of my friends and he was sitting down with his group of friends, and I knew some of his friends and like walked over and said hi, and he was just struck by my beauty and just remembered, not really, but just remembered me distinctively. And then what's funny is the way that like we finally got together was one of my friends was like, you know who's really cute? And I was like, who? And she was like, that guy Thomas. And I like looked on his Facebook and I was like, he's really cute. And then I swooped in and I like wrote on his wall when that was like a thing. And then all of our friends like commented on it and they were like, oh, get it, whatever. And then
you made the move.
I made the move. Yeah.
Good for you.
And I was like, here's my number. Text me. I thought he was cute.
Very cool. Yeah. Now you've been together for 14.
Locked it down. Yeah. 14 years. Yeah.
Locked it down.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's a great story because you don't typically hear about like the high school love story anymore.
Yeah.
Now, Whataburger. What wine would you pair with Whataburger?
Oh my God, that's so hard. You could go it depends what you're getting too, right? Are you getting like honey butter chicken biscuit? Because like you might have to go like bubbly with that. Or have you had one of those before?
I've never had one of those.
Oh my God, have you?
No, I haven't.
See, I've had Whataburger like 3 times in my life, and it's always been like pretty standard.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with the burger, but the honey butter chicken biscuit is like elite. It's a biscuit and a little fried chicken thing, and it's covered in honey, and it's delicious.
Okay.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's like what you eat when you're hungry.
It's a fried chicken sandwich,
pretty
effectively,
much,
with a honey butter biscuit.
Yes, yeah, it's delicious. Or just like a regular like burger. I mean, you can't go wrong with like an amazing Cab Merlot. I'm a sucker for like Rhone style blends and wines. Like I'll pair that with everything. Yeah.
And I know that there's a dilemma between California and Texas.
And like In-N-Out versus
Whataburger versus In-N-Out. Where do you stand?
Strong opinions. I'm not an In-N-Out fan, and I know that I'm gonna get outed for saying that, but like. I know. Whataburger
I don't think you're gonna get outed for saying. I think that's totally acceptable.
You're like, get out.
No, I'm like I mean. There are other places I've had great burgers at.
Yeah, like to the point where though, like if we go to In-N-Out, like it's bad. Like I will just sit in the car, get something else. Like I just don't get the hype of it. I don't get it. But
yeah, it's like a California classic. There was like they created such a cult factor to it.
Yeah.
And now it's expanding, but that cult factor still remains as like that's the go-to, fresh ingredients and
absolutely.
I think that was like the thing, like
it
was the time where fast food we needed that.
Yeah,
I guess
made
a little bit more
order.
focus.
I respect it.
Yeah, and I think it did impact other fast food places. You know,
yeah,
like.
But that is Whataburger too. Like they do make your thing to order. So they're kind of like the South versus the West Coast.
But I'm like in the I feel like burger, it's more of vibes for me in the mood. I'm a diehard fan of In-N-Out, but I do enjoy obviously other burgers for time and place,
absolutely.
And like it all kind of depends on what I feel. Like
with
Santa Barbara, it was Habit. You know, we were going to Habit all the time. But there's also like the gourmet burgers, like we have a place here, Charter Oak, and they do a nice like, with the jalapenos.
Yes,
in them.
it's phenomenal. Well, it's funny. I was just like helping support on like a wine article yesterday, and they're asking, are there good wines like under $20? Like, is there such thing as going under $20? I was like, yeah. I was like, well, it's all about your preference and time and place too. Like, think about burgers. Like, do you love like a hole in the wall burger that's like $15? And can you also appreciate a burger at like a Charter Oak that's a little bit higher end? Like, yes, both of them are delicious and like they suit different needs or whatnot, but why can't they both be great?
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying the fried chicken honey butter biscuit sandwich at Whataburger next with a bottle of champagne.
Let me know
probably
how that goes.
Probably comped.
I make those at
It's
night.
like my favorite go-to non-zero dosage.
I get the Costco.
Nice. I mean, you have to report back. I would like a selfie
I will.
with your honey butter chicken biscuit.
I think I'll be in Texas actually in a couple months.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
Who voted?
Oh, dude, Art just brought up. I didn't even know that.
Wait. In-N-Out at Houston Chronicle beat.
Whataburger.
Wow. Houstonians voted In-N-Out.
You know why? You know why that stat is?
Because all the Californians moved to Texas.
All the Californians moved to Texas.
I know my Texans would not say about that.
Recount.
Yeah,
it's rigged. They're not real.
It's because
you know what? 500 votes. What is this?
They got to gerrymander the fuck out of this so that they can get the proper.
Honestly.
Like if you're a pre-California, you're in a separate category.
Yeah, we demand a recount.
Like, what would you think the cutoff is? How long would you have to live in Texas to be considered, being able to vote?
I think it's not a time frame. I think there are qualifications. You need a gun.
Okay. We like it.
You got to go to a couple parties out in the field.
Your accent plays a factor as well. You can have all the guns you want, but if they know you're from California, it takes years before they accept
You gotta get that.
Yeah, but they also know that there are Texan-ish Californians. Mm-hmm. They'll ask a few very solid questions, and realize oh, you're one of those guys from Reading, aren't you? So I get along with all those guys really well. It's fun.
Get some y'all in your vocabulary, and that helps.
Well, so okay, let's see. I want to get back to the Somm stuff. So the Snob-Free Sommelier. Mm-hmm. And that's a tagline?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snob-Free Somm.
And so do you? I mean, let's go back to the criticism piece. Well, maybe more importantly, how many friends that are Somms have you made online?
Oh my gosh, so many.
Are I would imagine, because we talk more about the negatives, but I would imagine there's a lot more positives.
Yes, so many. I've met and connected with so many incredible people across the industry, across the world, and I thought. I don't know. It's interesting. I felt so called to do this and to share wine in a really approachable way. I saw the need for it, but I also knew that I didn't align with the traditional views of a sommelier. I didn't feel like I present super I don't want to say that sommeliers are stuffy, but sometimes we can be kind of stuffy and pretentious and buttoned up with a blazer, and I don't even like caviar. I was I don't align with a lot of these things. For me, the thing that excites me more than finding or drinking an amazing first growth is finding an amazing wine that's under $50. That gets me going. That's amazing value, and sometimes it's even harder to do that. And it requires you to think for yourself and really to trust, to go with your own palate.
Yeah.
But it almost, I think, has felt like a breath of fresh air and has connected me to other people that think the same way, and almost sometimes will tell me they feel empowered to speak how they view about wine because they see me doing it, and that feels really refreshing. And vice versa, there's other people out there doing things that kind of gives me a little bit more permission.
That's one thing I wanted to ask you is have you inspired people? Have they gotten back to you? So you obviously have.
And it's a really incredible thing. It makes me very emotional when people tell me hey, I started my wine account because of you, or hey, I have always wanted to become a somm and it felt too intimidating and now I'm pursuing this, or I used to hate wine and now I can show up to a party and feel confident about what I'm bringing. That's exactly why I do what I do. That means everything to me.
And are you doing any active training with people? Have you if somebody came to you and said hey, I'm thinking about doing something like what you're doing, any advice? Have you started kind of?
In the past I have with coworkers in the past that were studying, I would support them and quiz them and do tastings with them. At my last job, I helped create this like onboarding, like wine 101 training to get everybody on the same page when you were coming in of just understanding wine education and how to taste wine and things like that. And I love doing those things. And I would like to get back into something like that. Yeah.
And I mean, even I guess like even for somebody who is considering becoming like an influencer online, is there something like, what would the draw be beyond the love and curiosity?
Is this really the end? Unbelievable. Find out next week.